Oh, I was gonna grab my coffee. I'm gonna drink my coffee. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's me, Sharon Gutierrez, and my business partner, Mati Morgan, and we are officially launching Pretty Simple.
Yay!
It's happening. So, first of all, what is Pretty Simple? So, Pretty Simple is a leads tracking app that motivates. I don't know, how would you explain it?
That's exactly it.
Awesome. So leave a comment if you're here. I forgot to grab my laptop so I can see the comments, so hopefully I can see them, but whatever. All right, so we're gonna do some interview style questions with each other just to kind of get to give you guys a chance to get to know us a little bit better. So shall we get started?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So Monty, ooh, this is like a great first question. What is one big lesson you learned about partners?
Communication is key. I mean, Sharon and I are great friends anyway. We communicate every day, but when it comes to a business, and working together, it's become abundantly clear that we need to be even more communicative.
Yeah, well, we talk every day, and so we kind of are used to knowing, kind of everything about what's going on with the business. But then when it gets to really detailed things like how we tag our email lists and things like that, we realize we have to over communicate and talk even more about everything. So yeah, that's been a lesson.
Plus, we're coming from two different sides. I'm more of the developer side. She's more of the marketing side. And so we have to make sure that I know what she's doing, she knows what I'm doing. And it's been full of lessons.
Yeah. I think my biggest thing for the partners learning about partnership has been that I think we really are better together. We do really have strengths and weaknesses that complement one another. And so I think when things get really hard, it's a lot easier to stick it out because there's somebody else that's kind of depending on you, versus just I feel like we'd only do so much for ourselves versus what we're willing to do for somebody else. So I think that's been a really big lesson as far as partners. All right, what's your
Awesome.
question?
What advice would you give yourself 10 months ago?
Okay, so 10 months ago is when we actually started this whole thing, and we did the beta version and then tried that out as a progressive web app, and then we decided that we were going to go ahead and push forward and do it for iOS. So that's been a whole process. I think my advice would be to just spec everything out, every single detail, every detail that's in your head that you just feel everybody knows or we're all on the same page, write it down, just every single thing.
Yeah, even though, I built the entire beta, when we started talking to an iOS developer, it was important that we went over every single aspect, and some of those things, it was just oh, well, yeah, we need to remember that.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, random question. Do you have Facebook on your phone?
Yes.
Can you pull up my account so that we can see the comments? Because we can never see the comments from here. That's why I always have my laptop. Watch it not work. Okay, so our next question is, we have 5. Okay, so my question to you is, what has been your favorite part of the process?
Definitely building out the beta. When we first started, it was in the middle of the pandemic. I had just kind of tried to launch a tourism app, which of course did not go well.
Super well.
And so, I had heard Sharon talk about, this app idea, and I was like, hey, let's move forward with this. And it was 3 months, I think, we got the entire beta built out, and that really taught me a lot about what this entire process was going to entail from there and forward. So
yeah, my favorite part of the process, hi Brittany, hi Terrence. I think my favorite part of the process has been seeing it come to life. When we first started, I had you're building an app, and I had it all written out on notepads, every single screen and every single button and every single chart, and I had this idea in my head, and then actually seeing it and getting to use it has been, I don't know, really awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, your turn.
What part of the marketing strategy are you most excited about?
I am most excited about, I think it's a mix between doing the content. Like I've really enjoyed doing content and helping people to like build their businesses and giving them blogs and doing lives and like doing like emails and anything that I can do to help like equip somebody to be able to build their business. Yes, it is kind of important. So those, I think, wait, what was the question? I totally got distracted by Terrence's comment.
What part of the marketing strategy are you most
Oh
excited
yeah,
about?
so doing the content, but then also influencers. I think influencers are going to be really important as far as like how we roll out this first little bit. That's what we actually practiced with the beta is we hired influencers and then they were able to, you know, promote the beta and we were able to like prove not only that we liked it and then like our friends liked it, but then actually that other people, like strangers, wanted and needed the product.
Absolutely. I think for me, I'm looking forward to just the experimentation when it comes to what's going to work and what's not going to work. Specifically, you know, I'm going to be going to different networking events and, you know, pitching this app and like I want to be able to see, hey, well, talking this or telling this story is really what resonated with people and what moved them to actually download the app.
Yeah. Okay, so just for anyone who is just like jumping in, Pretty Simple is officially live. It's in the iOS store. It already has 5-star reviews, and it has a free 14-day trial subscription. And then after that, it's only $4.99 a month. So we want it to be really affordable and pretty and simple. And like, should we explain like where the name actually came from?
Sure.
Yeah. So okay. So everyone's like, oh my gosh, I love the name. It really matches. It is pretty and it's very easy to use, but I think like art came from a joke that like, I don't know, you say it.
She's pretty and I'm simple.
Yeah. So yeah, we're like, oh, we should name her after that. And then we did. So we're cool like that, in case anyone's wondering. Okay, so why do you think Pretty Simple will be successful?
I mean, coming from a solopreneur's perspective, it's about the motivational part, you know, keeping you motivated to stay on top, seeing how much money you have on the table really motivates me. And so I think that is going to be, you know, the best feature and what really continues to keep people using the app like me.
Yes. I mean, honestly, I think I had to get you like excited. Like it's like loading that first lead, seeing how much money's on the table, it gets you so excited. Like in the business world, like in the marketing world, I'm always thinking about like people usually come to you because they think they need something and then they actually need something else, right? So like as a business consultant, people come to me because of like social media, like they want to learn about social media, but really they need to like repackage their services. They need to like fix their pricing. They need to have like their whole system set up of how they're actually delivering things. Like it's a whole other set of things that they actually need. And I think for Pretty Simple, it's the same thing. People are coming to it because they need a way to keep track of their leads. And yeah, it totally does that. But the other piece that they didn't realize that they need is they need motivation. They need to feel excited. For those of you that already downloaded the app, the update is available. So the notifications are now like actually working. That's like a whole thing. It's a whole thing, you guys. It's for another story and another day. But hey, India. But like when you see that pop up, like this morning I had my little notifications pop up with the little money emojis and it's like, get motivated. You need to follow up with this person today. You need to follow up with this person today. And it was so exciting. And I'm just like, oh, like I had that little moment of like, yes, like there's money on the table. And so I think it hits both of those points. Like,
absolutely. For
sure.
All right. So what made you move forward with Pretty Simple during a pandemic?
During a pandemic, I don't know what happened. Okay, I feel like first you guys need to understand like our backstory. India, you reset your password, so let me download. Okay, finally, hopefully you used the password like I inspired the other day during our conversation, but whatever. Little inside joke. Yeah. So we met a few years ago, actually, through networking, and I was running my agency. So a lot of you guys know I ran an agency for almost a decade. It was like 9 years and 8 months or something. And he was a website developer, still is. And so I started hiring him for all these projects. And so we actually worked on a lot of projects over the span of like, 3 years? 4 years?
I think about 3, yeah.
Yeah. So we had like worked together quite a bit before we became business partners. And so we already we're already close. We're good friends and everything. I was living in Atlanta and he was living in Hawaii when the pandemic started. And so that's kind of like where that was at. So like I was actually already in the process of closing my agency before the pandemic started because I was moving to coaching full time. And then you had just launched an app actually. Hi, Althea. He had just launched an app in Hawaii that was based on tourism. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I just like literally remembered that right when the pandemic started last year, I had flown to Hawaii to help launch your app, which was Kailua.town.
And I think when she was getting on the plane is when the news of the outbreak was starting, and it was just like downhill from there with my app. And so I was, kind of looking for something new. I knew she had mentioned this to me before and was like, hey, let's move forward with this. I need something because I just lost a lot of work. So, it definitely, I think, was the right time because we, in 3 months, we built the beta, had it tested, figured out what people were looking for. And now 10 months later, here we are.
Yeah, I think that was it. It was just like the conversation of like, okay, what do we do? We have like extra time. I started doing a lot of free masterminds and stuff through my business and everything. And there was definitely a lull, but yeah, getting the beta up in 3 months. I remember after we did the beta and we were trying to decide about like what direction we were going to go. So the beta was really good. And that was built like a little bit different platform or whatever. It wasn't iOS specific. But like people were like, I love it, but I'm not remembering to use it. And they needed push notifications. So we had to decide like, are we going to like completely rebuild this for iOS or for Android or for both? And because push notifications like have to happen. Because it was the same thing. Like I use the app, it's my own freaking app. And I would like forget to use it because like I would just forget, right? So
now if you update the app, push notifications are finally available.
Yeah. So after the beta that ended, like we started the beta in like March, or we started building it March, April, May, like June, I think is when we launched the beta. And then it took a few months and we decided that we were going to just build it for iOS first and see how it went. So yeah.
Here we are.
So is there any more questions?
I think that's it.
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions in the next couple of seconds, go ahead and pop them in there. But this is it. I mean, we wanted to do this video, number one, just to kind of like update you guys. This is actually on my social media. I didn't even put this on, pretty simple. But I wanted, my people to be introduced to my business partner and my good friend. And just to know like, okay, it's official. Like I know you guys have been hearing about the app and some people are using the app and it's kind of quiet, but like it is officially live. The push notifications are working. Yeah. And so yeah, we're going to make this thing happen. And I would say the last thing from me, and you can think of your like final thought or whatever, but the biggest thing for me is that I really want this app to create a sense of community as well. Like it has a like purpose, right? It's to leads tracking app. Like that was really helpful and awesome. But I also feel like with solopreneurs and small business owners, it can be a really lonely road, like really, really lonely. And it can feel like nobody else understands what you're going through. And I think that we all like started our businesses because we're good at something, or we're really passionate about something, but not necessarily because we're like really good at sales and marketing. Yeah. And so I feel like this app helps bridge that gap and also create that community of people who are like in this together and we're wanting to learn more about sales and learn more about marketing. And like I think that's what's going to set us apart from, I mean, there's so many different options to use. I mean, shit, you could use a notepad or an Excel spreadsheet, but we hope that you'll consider using Pretty Simple. And yeah, I love you guys and I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm just stoked. Even under a year, we were able to take this from a beta into a fully launched app, and I'm so excited to see how this grows and how it helps people.
Yeah, we're tech founders. we did that. So, all right. So if you guys haven't followed us on Facebook and Instagram, like on our Pretty Simple, we're going to start doing some lives over there once a week. And we're going to do some free sales classes to teach people like how to generate sales, how to close sales, how to track leads, like all of that stuff. So we're going to start doing stuff there. If you haven't signed up for a free subscription, go ahead and do that. The link is also in the description here. And last thing, and then we're totally done. But I do want to say thank you to our founders circle. There are so many people on there that I can't remember everyone, but especially Althea, like awesome. Thank you so much. Patty, Charlie, Diana, Terrence, India, Derek. Like those are just a handful of the people that were so on board. Tanya, actually, also Mary Despy. I literally had people texting me over and over like, is it ready? Is it ready? Is it ready? And I started feeling bad. Like, no, it's not ready.
Finally, it's ready.
So, but those are the people that have like used it and have tested it and told me like what they like and what they don't like. And without like those people, literally like this wouldn't even be a thing. So, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We love you guys so much and you guys have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon.